On our focus segment, we're going to look at young people being more involved in government, and talking to us tonight about that, Brenden Johnstone, who, Brenden, this is just a heck of a title. The Minister of Justice and Democratic Development and Liberal Youth Party representative for Ottawa East at the Canadian Youth Assembly. So first of all, explain what the Canadian Youth Assembly is.
Well, Kimothy, the Canadian Youth Assembly is a not-for-profit organization that brings together 150 elected youth representatives from across the country to a youth assembly. It's an online forum where these elected representatives get to debate and pass policy and legislation. It works the same way as the House of Commons, except that our members don't have staff or office budgets.
Now, one of the things that you have put forward, and I'm going to get you to explain the process, but essentially you want everyone over the age of 16 to be able to vote?
That's right. By doing so, we're going to add over close to 1 million new voters to the voters list in Canada. That means 400,000 in Ontario and about 25,000 in Ottawa.
But now what's the point of that? I mean, we can have more voters, but what really are you trying to accomplish? Obviously, you want young people to have a voice. But do you feel that they know enough information to vote?
Sure. At the age of 16, students in Ontario, for example, are coursed in civics in high school. And you're looking at that, you have about 1,000 days between when they're educated on that and when they actually have a chance to actually use that information in voting. The average election is every 4 years, depending on which jurisdiction you're looking at. So that's about 1,000 days between when you've learned about civics and government and how elections work to when you can actually use that information and make it an educated guess at the ballot box.
Now, are you talking about all levels of government?
Right now we're going to look at a national priority to reduce the voting age, and whether or not provincial jurisdictions decide to follow after that is up to them.
What was the impetus for this? I mean, I know that you're not a young person anymore, I hate to tell you, but why did you decide this? Is this what the young people are telling you, is that they wanted you to put this forward on their behalf? Well,
when we campaigned in March for the national elections, this is part of our platform after a lot of consultations with youth across the country. Youth were feeling that government just didn't care about them. That, at the age of 16, you can get a driver's license, but you can't have a vote on how government invests in transportation and in road infrastructure. You can join a political party at 14 and vote in nomination races and elect leaders, but you can't go to a general election and actually vote for those people. Even more so, people who get jobs at 14, part-time or full-time, have to pay income taxes, but we can't decide how that income tax money should be spent by the government. It's rather hypocritical, and it's discriminatory against youth.
You make a compelling argument. Now, I know you know a lot of people who are in both provincial and federal government, adults. What are they telling you about your chances?
Well, so far I haven't had any opposition to this so far, but you never know what someone might say. Right now, I think the point to make to a politician is that you're always telling us that we are the next generation of leaders and that we will be the ones running the country in the next generation. Yet, all you do is talk about it, but you aren't giving us a chance to say anything about it. So this motion, if it passes through the Assembly, will allow us to be able to say to government, hey, we want a voice too, so let's amend the Elections Act and allow youth to vote at 16.
Now, according to your motion, so for Ontario, that would be 338,265 more voters. In Quebec, about 194,000. So how soon until you get heard on this?
Well, it has to pass through the Assembly first, and once it does, then we'll be lobbying federal members of Parliament. We'll start with the government. If the government doesn't wish to make a government bill about it, then we'll ask a member of Parliament in the opposition to write a private member's bill. And if that passes through, then that's great. If not, then we're going to keep trying until the government finally listens and allows youth to vote at 16. This is the very first issue that you picked, right? This is so our first legislative priority.
A big one for you. Well, good luck. So by fall, we'll hear more about this?
Hopefully so. If anything, we have some other legislative priorities that are coming through as well with a common market and eliminating the penny. So there's a lot of things the Youth Assembly is working towards, and this will hopefully be our first accomplishment in a legislative priority.
Brenden Johnstone from the Canadian Youth Assembly. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kimothy.
Stay with us. More local news straight ahead.